let's move it on, Brad. Next one, we have Miami is on the board here. Always interesting to see what line they have. Well, Bovada, the Chargers are visiting Miami. Bovada has the game at minus 16.5 for the visiting Chargers. So Los Angeles minus 16.5 at Miami. What do you think?
Oh my god! I don't think Miami's covered yet this year, and everyone thinks they're tanking. Do you think they're tanking, or they're just a bad football team?
So actually, one of my fantasy football fallout episodes, I addressed that very topic. Here's what I think is. It's the most bizarre thing, Brad, because you're right, they haven't covered, and they've been big spreads, and they've just been blown out every game. If you look at the first half, Miami was in control of that game, and Kenyon Drake comes down and fumbles the ball away, and I think they were either going to go up 13-10, or maybe they were going to go up 17-6. It was something like that. They were outplaying Dallas early, and the same was they weren't outplaying New England in Week 3. But they were playing pretty well. Like, New England wasn't scoring a lot. And then the second half, the wheels come off. Yeah. So there's a couple things that I noticed. The wide receivers, like offensive schematics, it's not bad. I don't think they're poorly coached on the offensive side. They have receivers that are pretty good running down the field. But the problem is, like, they just drop passes and they fumble. And the offensive line is like the Bad News Bears. It would be like me and you playing offensive line, Brad. Like, every play, there's either 3 defenders on top of the running back at the handoff or running, Rosen or Fitzpatrick down. And the same is true on the opposite side for the defenses. Dak Prescott, I've never seen a quarterback just stand there like a statue for seconds. I mean, he's just like they could have run out the clock in the first quarter of him just sitting in the pocket. He's not even running back and forth, dude. Like, they can't get any pressure. So when the offensive and the defensive lines are that heavily overmatched week to week, you're not going to win games.
I'm taking Miami to cover. Come on, boys. Here we go.
They're due, and they were surprisingly close to covering that New England game and surprisingly close to covering this Dallas game. But the wheels come off, like, with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they end up they gave up like a long touchdown run to Tony Pollard at the end of that game to push them into cover. And that's what gambling is, They're going to cover soon. They're not as bad as the scores indicate. They really aren't, but they need to fix that offensive and defensive line. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's funny. So that 16.5, I wrote down 30-13, so I'm right on that line. I guess I'll take the Chargers coming off a loss. I don't know, man. That's too big. To me, this is a pull off the board, don't bet. But if I have to pick, I'll go the other way. I'll take the Chargers. And I forgot, so you took Kansas City, you took Baltimore, and you took Houston. So we've actually agreed on everything else except for that Philly game, and we're on the opposite sides here, but I don't think you would actually put money on the Dolphins.
No, not at all. I would not touch this game.
From a fantasy point of view, I think Rivers has a huge bounce-back game. I think Ekeler has a huge bounce-back game. And I think that Keenan Allen does fantastic as well. For the Miami Dolphins, I don't like anybody on this roster. If you're looking for a daily fantasy budget play, Preston Williams, look for him. He's a huge receiver. He had a lot of balls, Brad, bounce off his face mask, so he was open. And you gotta put your hands up and catch the ball. Yeah, this Miami, it's the Bad News Bears. Rosen, I don't know why they're even playing Rosen at this point, but Rosen's just like looking around. He's either running for his life or putting a dime on one of his receivers. And being
well, the team's bad, so why not get the experience? I mean, why not?
Other than just not wanting to crush his confidence, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yep.